2005, when Alex Jones pretended he was not conservative and failed at it pretty badly. You can tell that he's just lying through his teeth, but there was a time when he hated George Bush. But, I mean, here we go. Got some demons, folks.
Bring fire! Hey, thou mocking spirit.
Timer's going on. Oh, spooky. Oh no, it's Hitler. Oh, 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 this guy. Oh no, the demons. Oh, KKK guy. Oh, they're doing that rock on symbol, guys. Hillary. Oh god. Taft. Taft. Not that bastard Taft.
This is how George Bush dresses up. Right here. We got him on tape.
What the fuck?
Sir, everything I don't owe you this comment.
I know, I appreciate
You have
Look at him,
this is what's called ambush journalism.
He looks so
and I
short.
disrespect you for that as well. So thank
Have
you
ever
and
been
goodbye.
in the ritual?
That's none of your damn business.
Oh.
That's right.
You in the ritual, sir?
Our story begins in Northern California.
Oh god,
over
he's using
100
the
years
old
ago,
school 90s.
when
the
locals began
early
to
2000s.
spread rumors of bizarre occult rituals being conducted in the ancient redwood groves of Sonoma County. As the decades passed, it became clear these incredible stories had a basis in truth, and their source was a 2,700-acre private club known as the Bohemian Grove. Then, in a time period between the mid-1970s and the early 1990s, scores of reporters attempted to infiltrate the Grove. All attempts
You and the other guy who called you out on lying about what you saw there. We gotta watch that documentary too.
were unsuccessful. Grove security identified them, threw them out for trespassing, or in some cases,
it's a no.
had the local police arrest them. To many, it seemed the Grove's secrets would never become public.
I like how he's using like pictures from like civil rights protests like interspersed and they like
All of that changed on July 15th, 2000, when we ripped aside the veil of secrecy and were successfully able to penetrate.
it's just a bunch of weird rich guys trying to do a knockoff Midsummer Night's Dream play that was written by a bunch of weird like bohemian dudes in the 60s. It's not that complicated. It's like the script is online. You can find it. It's like literally some hack tried to rip off like Shakespeare, and they do it as this stupid tradition before they party and get drunk for like a couple of days.
The Bohemian Grove on their high holy day and videotape the cremation of care ritual. Our infiltration is chronicled in my documentary film, Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove. A British documentary film company, World of Wonder, also covered our investigation.
Yeah, that's the guy who called him out for lying about it.
In the weeks that followed, Alex streamed his footage on his website and released it as a sell-through video. Everywhere I looked, the internet was aflame with news.
Wait, are they actually using a clip from the guy's like documentary saying the out of context? Like, yeah, he spread this conspiracy theory and it was all over the internet. But I sat down with Alex and like we both saw the same thing, didn't we? He's like, yeah, but they don't know that.
Of the daring raid.
As the news
Like literally, that's what that clip is from. Oh my god, he took the clip from the. Let me see if I can find that because we got to see that for posterity. Let me see. YouTube. Let me just open this another tab. Let's see this. What was that guy's name? Ron Johnson. Let me see. Sorry, folks. I should probably kind of have this stuff ready. Never mind. We'll just keep going. But trust me, you can find it.
News spread across the planet that the Bohemian Grove had been blown wide open and that their secrets were public. The people were amazed.
Oh no!
They were amazed to learn.
Thing that Nixon was in the Nixon tape saying was the most goddamn F-wordiest thing he's ever seen.
Learn that many U.S. presidents and British prime ministers, German chancellors, the Hollywood elite, the heads of business and academia, Federal Reserve chairmen were traveling to the Grove each year, and that presidents had been going there.
Okay, I'm sorry, folks. Gotta do this. Just every time I see that, hear that song, it's gonna be in this documentary a lot. I just think of this. Wait, I'm not capturing it, am I? Oh shit! I forgot. I got on a specific window. Oh, you heard the. I'm bad at YouTube. I don't know how to do the YouTube.
Since the turn of the last century in 1900, they were shocked by each new revelation of ritualistic depravity. This film is about what we've learned in the 5 years since we
just
infiltrated
a rich
the Grove.
person party where they do this weird ass shit and then they just have a rich person.
And it's about the response that we've
You look at it realistically, it's like the people that rule us are just fucking goofballs. Like, Jesus.
gotten from Grove members, the press, and even local activists in the area who've been protesting the Grove for over 25 years. Finally,
25
we learned
years.
that the Grove was only one chapter in a larger, worldwide secret society hell-bent on bringing in a one-world government. What would the people do if they knew that the majority of the
Triangles.
leaders in the corporate world, as well as government, were
Aprons.
deep occultists? Before the year 2000 and our successful penetration of the Grove, the mainstream media denied that rituals were indeed taking place there and said that elite from all over the world were simply meeting in secret to have a good time. After the
guys are
footage
just
we had
LARPing as
shot
the
of the
founding
cremation of
fathers,
care
honestly.
ritual aired first in England and then in the United States on national TV,
On a
the
radio
mainstream
telescope.
media changed their tune. The San Francisco Chronicle had previously refused to report on the Grove. After our infiltration, they wrote as many as 5 articles a year detailing the bizarre activities that were taking place inside the Grove, including
Because
the
it
fact
is weird.
that
I
top presidential
mean-
advisor Karl Rove had tapped Arnold Schwarzenegger inside the Grove.
Oh, well, just wait till the end of this documentary. He gets into a whole thing about Arnold Schwarzenegger's a secret gay Nazi, and it's the most unhinged shit.
To run for governor on California's recall ballot. Even the vaunted New York Times reported on the Bohemian Grove, but attacked us for sneaking
York
in.
Times, they never-
The New York Post was one of many national publications
Oh, New York Post, for Christ's sakes, dude. The New York Post. It sounds like the Times, so they're of equal credibility.
to report on all of the homosexual activities going on at the Grove.
Oh no, homosexuals, no. Oh God. Like, this is how you can tell he's just faking being not being anti-conservative. Like, he's always like, I hate George W. Bush. Those gays are satanic.
The Post reported in its page 6 gossip column that Chad Savage, gay porno star, was, quote, servicing the moguls at the Grove. But a disturbing theme ran through the body of the reportage. Okay, it's true. The elite meet behind closed doors, and there's gay porn stars and gay prostitutes being shipped in like
Some people are gay, dude.
beluga caviar. What's the big
Beluga caviar, what the
deal?
fuck?
Let's just let them
I'm
have
sorry,
their
I'm being a
privacy.
pausing
And
Andy right
so they
now.
have lakeside chats calling for world government. Really, they're not bad people.
Look, literally one of the rules there is to not discuss business. It's just literally just a bunch of scumbags like, yeah, we can just like forget about all this shit we're doing.
The people we should watch are those that are exposing it. They're really dangerous.
I love his like brooding look that he used to do, like.
Dangerous weirdos. Of all the hit pieces that we've been victims of, the worst was conducted on national television by Brian Lamb, the director of C-SPAN, and some shifty-eyed professor they dug up, who appeared to be flashing Masonic hand signs.
Okay. So this is a Masonic hand sign. Like that thing you used to do in like elementary school, the fucking, how do I do it? It's been so long. Like hand vagina. Hand vagina. He's doing a hand vagina, the Masonic hand vagina. I need to get another beer. Oh god. All right, let's go.
While he tried to eviscerate our character by implying that there wasn't even a ritual at all. Why Alex Jones claims they do this ritual. Meanwhile, the Bohemian Grove has gone public to
I'm pretty sure he added in that evil Halloween laugh sound.
the newspapers, admitting they conduct rituals.
Overnight, they had a gentleman on by the name of Alex Jones, who has a
He's
talk show
literally
in
just sitting
Texas,
here,
I
like,
think, and it's heard in
fidgeting with
communities
his
around
hand. He's on
the United
TV.
States.
Like, come on.
And he was talking about the Bohemian Grove Club as if that's where it all happens. That's where all the decisions are made. There are thousands of people go there, and there's some kind of a ceremony surrounding an owl and all that. Have you followed this at all?
Yes, I have, even though the show is on past my bedtime. But Alex Jones has been talking about this for quite a while. The Bohemian Grove, of course, is a privately owned redwood grove up in Sonoma County, north of San Francisco, where every summer there is a get-together of the wealthy and well-placed, all male, who
they're gay folks.
get together for
He's got his arm
general
around them. They're not
cavorting,
5 feet apart because they're not gay.
socializing, lectures, symposia, and so on, in an atmosphere that is completely removed from public scrutiny.
Oh, they're doing the Brock Guns.
Alex Jones and some others have suggested for a long time that there are all sorts of nefarious rituals that go on, human sacrifices that were being committed by the elite who attend these gatherings.
A lot of things people feel are organized behind the scenes with the Bilderberg.
Oh no, 2 ex-presidents talk to each other.
Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Masons. You can keep going down the list.
Time
And
Cube.
the Illuminati, One World Government, New World Order, Skull and Bones. You've got more information on that than I do, so call us
Just
at the top of the
completely
hour
unrelated
and talk to
images
our
he's
guest
showing.
about that, and we'll try to sort it out. Define Illuminati.
Oh god, the early internet of conspiracy boomer images. I love it.
The Illuminati
Oh, the Illuminati card game. Can't
were
forget that.
a small quasi-Masonic group founded in Central Europe in 1776.
There was a surprising development in the summer of 2005. A Bohemian Grove employee decided to videotape some of the activities in the Grove and to give us the footage. The footage you're seeing was shot on a tiny digital camera, so the quality isn't the best, but the images are powerful. The individual that gave us this footage asked that we not release their name. Our source was able to
Is that just
confirm
people
what
fishing?
we had seen in internal Bohemian Grove documents. and annals that the elite of the elite
just
attend
walking
the
around.
grove.
What is this?
Our source personally saw New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson in attendance, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, the famous newsman Walter Cronkite, and countless other luminaries. Without giving away the identity of our source, we can
What did he show, though? It's just him driving around the property. What is this?
tell you this. The most elite encampment within the grove is Mandalay.
They probably was like, hey, just record what you see there and we'll pay you. And they're like, oh, we gave this guy $500. We might as well just stick it in the movie.
Other members of the grove were not even allowed to approach within 100 yards of this compound, swarming with Secret
Yeah,
Service,
because you got Supreme
valets,
Court
private
judges and all
French
these
cooks,
VIP people.
and
They
private
don't want
security.
people that are just
In the compartmentalized system of the New World
that they
Order,
don't deserve to die,
Mandalay
they
is
just
an
showed
elite
kissing
within an
people.
elite, at the
like,
very
it's-
top
that's-
of the pyramid's capstone. Things have changed in the last few years at the all-male encampment. Since its founding in 1872, no females have been allowed in. But under pressure, they've
Females.
allowed women some jobs in parking cars and in the kitchens in special cloistered areas. Our source is male.
I don't even think these pictures are from Bohemian Grove. This is some like...
We'll call him Kyle. He reported to us that it was a constant irritant
Oh, of course it's Kyle.
inside the grove, being asked by old men if he, quote, slept around and wanted to have some fun. During one of the
They're offering him hookers. Like, you just said there was hookers there. There's probably hookers all over that place. I mean, no, sex workers. Sex workers, I'm sorry. Sorry.
festival's revelries, known as Gypsy Jazz,
Hey,
they pause to thank the author of the music. They talk about what a wonderful jazz player he was, but that sometimes he did hang around with women, and the crowd boos with disgust.
You disappear from time to
it was a joke.
time, often with women.
You can hear people laughing and they're doing the boo as like a joke. It's like, dude, you can tell by just watching this and not wearing a fucking tinfoil hat on your head. You're obviously priming people to think a certain way, and if you realize that's bullshit, you can see what's actually going on. It's just rich assholes having a rich asshole party telling stupid boomer jokes.
He thought stealing was
Laughs with
fun.
everything.
The Grove's own internal annals
Like, his whole point is like, they're gay and that's bad.
brag that the Manhattan Project, or the plan to create the A-bomb, was hatched inside this building, known as the Chalet.
Okay, let's look that up. When was the... I'm pretty sure he's lying about the origin of the Bohemian Club, because I'm pretty sure it was founded in the 50s or 60s. Okay, the club was founded in 1872, but when was the Grove built? Okay, fine. He's got the numbers down, but it was just a weirdo thing for weirdos up until like the 60s when they started deciding to let a bunch of like famous people come there. That's like, come on.
The Strategic Defense Initiative, better known as Star Wars, was also the
Star
brainchild
Wars.
of Grove members.
And it's fast forward to 2020. You got Alex Jones talking about how great it is that Trump has the Space Force. He's gonna know the Space Force.
And was born inside the Chalet.
Like, I remember he was pretending like Reagan was satanic. I guess that went out of the window pretty quickly, too. Whoa, it's an empty building.
The height of the Cold War, top Soviet dignitaries traveled to the Bohemian Grove for secret meetings with the heads of the U.S. government as well as corporate leaders.
Citation needed. I thought it was top secret and nobody knew anything about it. Till you discovered it.
Our source worked at the Grove in the summer of 2004 and the summer of 2005, and he was able to obtain 2 program covers for the cremation of care ceremony. as well as a 2005 membership list, which reads like a who's who of U.S.
If it were really that secretive, do you honestly think they would just hire random people, like random temp banquet servers? Because I guarantee this is not a full-time job. They hired temps.
and European elite. Former President Jimmy Carter, former President George Herbert Walker Bush, President
blah, blah,
Bush,
blah. That's who they invited.
Henry
That's why
Kissinger,
it became a big deal, because
George
people decided to
Shultz.
start coming.
The list goes on and on.
Now they're
This
just looping the nothing footage.
is a video still of the sign at the entrance to the path to the Hillbilly
Hillbillies.
Club where President Bush stays. Look at that happy little devil with his forked tail dancing
Dude, that's a satyr. That's a satyr. That's not a devil, that's a satyr.
and smiling in those
Hence the whole Midsummer's Night Dream ripoff. They're trying to rip off, like, it's Shakespeare stuff. It's a satyr, you motherfucker.
sharp little teeth. Oh, it's so
He's
Christian.
playing his pan flute.
But again,
It's fucking
President Bush
Pan the
has such a
satyr.
Christian name in Skull and Bones, Magog, or Satan's warrior.
Magog.
The Grove is dominated by Republicans, the supposed party of Christian conservative family values. But the Grove has its
Oh, back to 2020. Well, I wonder who you support right now, Mr. Jones.
share of high-powered Democrats as well. It's also important to note that the Grove itself was founded in 1872 by West Coast journalists, and that the
Liberals.
National Press Club adopted the iconography of the Grove for its Great Seal.
That looks like a fucking quarter, dude.
There are three major icons used in the cremation of care ritual. Moloch, the owl idol, the curved staff carried by the high priest, and the eternal flame lamp.
Okay, first of all, that's a caduceus. And that's just a genie lamp.
The Arabian-style lamp, which the priest uses to ignite his torch, which he then uses to...
So what is it, dude? You're like a big Christian, or do you think that all this ancient pagan mythology is true? You choose one or the other. Like either Jesus is real and all the other gods are fake, or it's like this. Are you a pantheist, Mr. Jones? Do you actually think they're worshiping an actual thing?
burn the human effigy.
Do you think they're getting
care.
magic powers from?
Here are video stills of the effigy after
from a
it has been
demon.
burned on the altar in the morning. Many
It's a metal skeleton. It's not a real person.
researchers of the global elite believe that real sacrifices are going on at the Grove. When I filmed the ceremony in 2000, I saw no evidence of this.
Yeah, I mean you were fucking there. So why you bring up that there? What, did they know you were coming?
It
or
looked
something?
like an effigy, and the druid priest were easily able to pick it up and take it up the steps to the platform.
That's another
Our
druid.
inside source informs us that there are actually 4 effigies used in the ceremony. One brought in on the back of the wagon, another that's used behind the trees, another that's brought across by the Grim Reaper to the steps of the idol, and still another effigy that is placed on a black altar before Moloch, the demon god, and burned. And this is the first and only time that video has ever been shot inside of the owl.
If it were that top secret, do you honestly think it would not be guarded? Like it's got a what kind of demonic owl is like a broom closet? This is like a fucking mop closet in there. Like what the fuck? This is like it's just showing he's like using this shitty worthless footage that he probably paid a bunch of money for. And like trying to prime people to think it's some weird, crazy shit.
Idol. We can now confirm that the owl is metal with a stone facing. Leaning up against a wall is the metal skeletal remains of Care.
Yeah, it literally is a closet. The whole damn thing is just a fucking cement closet. That's for the key. They have a fucking pool net in there. It's a supply closet. You were freaking out over a supply closet that looks like an owl.
Care, or the conscience of the group, is symbolized by a human body. All that remains is the metal skeleton. Our source informs us that the final effigy that is burned is made of a highly flammable material, and that the local fire department from Monterrey oversees this part of the ritual.
Oh wow, the firefighters are in on it too now. Satanic firefighters. It's like, dude, if they're just letting firefighters in here to oversee this and make sure it's safe, I'm pretty sure it's not some top secret demonic ceremony that you stumbled into. It's just everything he's shown. If you ignore his stupid little implications he puts over everything, it's nothing.
That was an important piece of the puzzle, because in 2003 we traveled back to the Grove and talked to a lot of the locals who were mainly friendly. But when we talked to a couple of local firefighters who were with the Monterrey Fire Department and asked them about the Bohemian Grove, they got very upset and told us to turn our cameras off.
Well, he was telling me about it's like where the president goes and stuff. And so we were gonna like talk to him, and then he's all over.
Hey man, shut the camera off, huh?
Yeah, this is just guys that don't want to be recorded. You're like rambling about some satanic conspiracy theory. Do you honestly think like you just walk up on Sonny's truck, which it looked like they were trying to pull some guy out of the sand? So some crazy guy walks up to you and starts talking about like satanic rituals and the president, they're like accusing you of being like in on it. Like, wouldn't you just be like, can you turn that camera off, please? I don't know what we're gonna do with this footage.
More hidden video reveals some.
Like, oh, it just ends there? Like, that's so cringe. Let's watch that again. Like, what kind of... Literally, just completely innocuous shit that he talks like, oh, they're hiding something.
It's like where the president goes and stuff. And so we were gonna like talk to him, and then he's all over.
Hey man, shut the camera off, huh?
More.
Like, that's not even aggressive. The guy, like, called me, was like, can you shut the camera off, bud, please?
Hidden video reveals some of the ritualistic cloaks worn in the ceremonies.
Oh no, they've got sequins. Sequins.
Here are some more stills inside the Grove.
Let's go back. Okay, there's a sign, a cabin, an archway, and a utility cart.
Here are some more stills inside the Grove.
And then there's the owl closet again, and statues. Whoa.
Our social lives, going to the football game or the PTA, a little bit different than your average world leader or corporation chief. No, in their spare time, they worship Moloch and do mock human sacrifices. We just need to get used to that and accept them as our leaders. Think about it. If your neighbor was engaging in mock human sacrifices to Moloch, the demon...
Oh yeah, like that satanic Airbnb.
idols that was worshipped all over the Mediterranean and the Middle East, would you let that neighbor walk your dog or how...
Wait, so now he's saying like they worship him over the all over the Mediterranean and the Middle East. Don't want those foreign religion. I mean, I'm not scared of pagans. They're just kind of goofy sometimes.
Shit, or how about...
Not that these guys are pagans. I mean, the people that wrote the play were probably pagans, or just pretending to be because they're like let's rip off Shakespeare. But come on, dude.
Babysit your children, or be in control of the nuclear launch codes. Well, let me...
I mean, honestly, preferring over the guy that has them now. Sure,
Let me give you a revelation. They are in control of the national deficit, of Congress, of your bank account, of your local police department, and they see you as cattle, as their slaves.
I mean, true, but it's not because they
Some of the
go
criticism
down
we
the tree
received came from an unexpected source. Harry Shearer, star of
What?
Spinal Tap and the voice of Mr. Burns on The Simpsons.
This is a get-together of very powerful guys.
Harry Shearer played the role of apologist in a British documentary about the Grove. Mr. Shearer, who is also a member of the Grove, said that they're just having fun when they have the cremation of care ritual.
Oh, so the Simpson, Mr. Burns is part of the
and that it's a men's party where they blow off steam.
Excellent.
But Mr. Shearer didn't stop there. In 2002, he produced a full-length feature film and released it titled The Teddy Bear's Picnic. Mr. Shearer has told the press that his film is based on the Bohemian Grove. The owl of Bohemia is turned into a pelican. Care is transformed into time. The Druidic rites are interpreted to simply be nonsensical sophomoric activity.
You see, he's poking fun at the fact that it's a ripoff of Shakespeare. Like, look, there's the witches from Macbeth right there. He's parodying the weird ass shit he had to deal with for those days. Like, literally, half the people that go there are like, okay, yeah, free alcohol and shit, and you get to hang out and just take a break from a job. Why not? Just deal with the weird ass bullshit. Let's go.
Oh, and guess what the plot of the entire film is? That they're trying to keep their rituals secret. And 2 employees have hidden video cameras and are about to blow their secret wide open.
How much do you want to bet that Jones saw this movie at like 3 a.m. on cable when he was drunk as shit, and this is what started the whole thing? He's like, my life's going nowhere. Like, wait, what's this? Oh, Dad, I like this movie. And then he finds out it's a real thing. And he's like, what if I did the actual thing from the movie?
I wonder who they could be talking about.
And I want to make an announcement for everyone.
Wait, let me see what year that movie came out with. It came out. Did they say the title of the movie? Let me see. Let me Google it. Oh yeah, Teddy Bear's Picnic. 2001. So I think Jones is lying about the timeline a little bit there. Or did he sneak in there in like the 1996? I don't know.
Anyone who is parked across the street. Anyone who's parked across the street at the theater.
Oh no, zoom in on the manifesto, guys. Gotta zoom in.
On the theater grounds, you need to move your car.
Like, dude, you're recording the protesters right now. These are like all the hippies that believe you're the same bullshit. You're in the parking lot. That's why people are asking people to move their cars, because all the weirdos that are protesting this shit are blocking traffic. Because I don't think that's an elite that's driving. What is that? A Saturn?
Hey, ho-ho! This rich man's camp has got to go!
Yeah, see, they're fucking hippies, and he's recording like their book table with a bunch of like hippie books on it, and recording like, look, they're witches. Dude, do you not realize these people are at least semi on your side here with the whole protest? Like what?
Hey, ho-ho! This rich man's camp has got to go! Hey! This rich man's camp has got to go! Hey! This rich man's camp has got to go! Hey!
So, are you one of the Grovers?
I'm just here.
Better than you think.
Drum circles are short.
One of the strangest chapters in the unfolding Bohemian Grove soap opera was the fact that local protesters were angry at us bringing up the occult activities in the Grove.
I don't think that was all you were bringing up. You were probably screaming about how they're gay. Like, I guarantee that's what made them mad.
They said that we should only spend our time focusing on...
Give me a second.
on the political decisions that were made in the Grove.
I think it's bad enough to just stick with what they're doing to the Globe.
Local peace activist Mary Moore had been protesting the Grove for more than 2 decades. When Mary saw our documentary and heard our take on what we witnessed inside, she went unglued, calling us all sorts of names.
I wonder why. Because you made the first 10 minutes about how they're all gay.
We were wacko.
Wait, did he dox her? She probably doesn't live at that address anymore.
And heard our take on what we witnessed inside, she went unglued, calling us all sorts of names.
Yes, they fucking doxed her. Look at that shit. They put her address in this goddamn... Oh, it's a P.O. box. Okay, good.
We were wacko for thinking these rituals were strange. Why were we reporting on that? For the 2001 protest, the year after we snuck in, Mary turned over control of the organization to other local groups, but she was in attendance. We then caught footage of the local leaders of the protest group actually carrying out their own counter rituals in some type of bizarre...
It's called a drum circle, dude.
White magic versus black magic war. They even had the old-fashioned witch's pot. I was wondering where the brooms were. They conjured spirits, brought them into the circle, concentrated their power together, and then sent the spell in against the Grovers.
The Grovers?
Protection around all of us and around this place.
Oh god, you can see the lib signs like sexist grove excludes women, more women, scumbags and war criminals.
Hail, guardians of the watchtowers of the east, spirits of air, spirits of changing winds of change, be present here as we do this ritual. So mote it be.
I call upon the primal fires of transformation and creation, the shining face of the Father and the molten core of the Mother. In their sacred union we stand, sacred fires even now.
Oh, spirits of the water, spirits of this beautiful river that runs past us. We feel you in our blood, moving through our bodies. Let us welcome you as we remember that we are one. Ho, spirits of the water.
Oh, spirits of the water.
May we not fear the dark place that we enter in order to learn from you, Mother Earth. Guardians of the North, be with us. So mote it be.
A little too freaky for my taste.
Yeah.
A little too religious.
This went on for literally hour after hour after hour.
I can tell.
Let's do that energy to this earth, to this road that they're going to drive across, and do all the symbols we painted on it, and into this water, and into the rib mass of this big river. There's a little spell that we've been working since the election.
You mean the appointment?
That's right. Maybe you'll say it after me. It goes like this. Let power and resources flow. Let power and resources flow. To those who will use them. To those who will use them. For the good of the earth and her people. For the good of the earth and her people. And be withdrawn from those who won't. And be withdrawn from those who won't. Let's send that spell over into the
Then a veteran warlock asked one of the spirits to stay and give Grove members a welcome as they drove in their luxury automobiles.
Winds of change, spirits of the air.
He's like saying they're both supporting the people, but clearly all the signs they're holding are showing that they don't want them to come in.
Powers of the East. We have felt your presence here and would like for you to stick around and give a warm welcome.
I like how 100% of these people are white.
To the folks who are coming here. But go if you must, and please stay if you will. Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes. She changes everything she touches, and everything she touches changes.
Does it feel good to get loaded on the slave ships, giggling happily?
They don't support the people. They're more aligned with you than they are with Grove people. Come on.
Scanning cameras going up. You don't speak out against that.
In that cauldron is water from sacred places and from political actions all around the world. There's water there from Seattle and from Quebec City. And
Chalice-Well and Glasgow.
Chalice-Well and other places people know of. The birthplace of Quetzalcoatl and Amatlan. And I'm going to take some of it actually tomorrow to Genoa, to the protests there against the G8, and we're going to do some kind of cauldron ritual in the midst of it, which will be interesting.
Now I'm beginning to realize why we're not supposed to talk about all the occult activities that are going on inside.
Like, literally, there was an anti-Bush sign, dude.
The Grove. It isn't magic or belief in magic that's the problem. It's not the occult. No, it's those evil right-wingers. And by the way, let's not mention all those top Democrats that are in. Dude. Side. It's pretty hypocritical. Now,
The whole purpose of the event is that they're against the event. Like, he's just trying to make it into a left versus right issue now. It's like, dude, like...
To be fair, Mary Moore and many of the protesters...
Keep pausing it, but... Again, proof that he is very bad about lying about being against the Republicans. Like, he's pointing out these people's hypocrisy for not being against the Democrats, but being against the Republicans, but he's supposed to not like the Republicans either, so it's so obviously lying, dude.
Protesters were not involved in the ritual, but we did see leaders of the ritual directing the protest and moderating with police. The police even shut down the road so they could carry out their ritual. And to be fair, it wasn't just Western magic that was being practiced at the protest. There was a group there promoting Santeria.
They also had the Virgin Mary that you just showed.
You know, that Caribbean voodoo practice, but they also mixed in some Aztec worship. So it was quite a grab
Getting caught a little kind of racist there, man.
Bag of occultism.
What is the purpose of the offering for the altar? What is that?
Giving back to Mother, giving back to the earth. We just take, and consume. But today, we're asking everybody to give something back.
So this is to return something to the earth, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Since by doing so, we resurrect Karen.
Oh, okay. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Our investigator talked to a local NPR reporter who had an interesting run-in with what we later learned was the Secret Service.
Cool. I was alerted to very fancy cars standing in the side street here, and I walked up. The guy had his window down, and he had all kinds of fancy recording equipment on his seat next to him. And I held the microphone in, and I said, "Sir, we are curious about who you are. Would you please tell us who you are?" And he said, "Take your mic out of my car, lady, and step back."
Wouldn't do that. Honestly, somebody sticks a microphone in your face when you're just chilling in your car, you're gonna be like, "Get your hand out of my car, please."
And I said, "Would you repeat that for broadcast?" and held it even closer. And that's all I could get out of him. And then he sort of tried to run over my toe. He turned his car around.
I mean, no, you were probably not leaving him alone and just keep sticking your foot in the car. He's like, "I'm gonna drive away now. But do you have any answers for my Oh, he tried to run over my toes."
Disappeared in that direction. And people said he was on the bridge filming before. So he was somebody from the other side who was documenting this.
Right, the wrong side. Okay.
The wrong side, yes.
In studying worldwide occult networks, in modern times and throughout history, we always run into the same data. Compartmentalized pyramidal structures with a bunch of well-meaning dupes at the bottom, managers in the central areas, and Luciferian
Is that the chaos symbol from Warhammer?
death cult adherents at the top. In India, it is Kali.
Okay, let's go ahead and just talk about other religions and how they're bad and satanic.
The Mayans and Aztecs' greatest gods were the gods of death. It was the same in Egypt and in Babylon, as well as Rome and ancient Greece. But what about those sweet little Hawaiians? Ah, you guessed it, throwing virgins into that live
I don't think that was actually a thing that happened, though. I think that was from movies.
volcano. The god of death demands it, so the rest of us can live. The Druids would bash their children's brains out and kick
That was thousands of years ago, for Christ's sakes.
them into a peat bog. Noblemen would willingly give themselves up to the Druidic priest to have their throats slit before they were thrown into fiery pits, known as bonfires today. Don't forget the European tradition of the Burning Man. Take your...
Oh no, not Burning Man. He just doesn't seem... I mean, obviously he understands, but he just keeps hammering on this whole like burning fake people made of wood. It's like, oh god, don't watch that Wicker Man movie. You hate that.
Your strongest man when times get tough. Strap him into a huge wicker effigy of a human and torch him. That will make the gods bring back the fertility. That will make the gods bring life to the tribe. Death brings life. They call it creative destruction. But in reality, it is simply a tool of the elite to abuse, subjugate, and dominate their populations for their own good. We're looking at ancient propaganda. In the fall of 2000...
Actually, yeah, I mean, 2005, I don't think it qualifies as ancient, but we're watching ancient propaganda within ancient propaganda, I guess.
2004, while in New York to cover the Republican National Convention, we ran into David Gergen, the Karl Rove of 4 presidential administrations.
Okay, one last question. I read a Washington Times article many years ago.
Oh, the Mooney paper. The Mooney paper by the Unification Church, the fucking wacko-ass cult. He's done this for his entire career. He conflates the Washington Times, which is a completely insane... I implore anyone watching to just Google the Washington Times and read their front page and see how fucking insane they are. He does that, and most sane people don't know what the Washington Times are. So they assume you misspoke and meant to say the Washington Post. Jones has done this for his entire career.
Ago, where you had a comment about the organization, and then now it's been in the Wall Street Journal, it's been in a lot of different newspapers, and that's the Bohemian Grove. And back in, 1996, when you joined as a Clinton advisor, the Republicans were criticizing you, oh, what about Bohemian Grove? And then
Look at his face. He's like, "What? Who is this guy? What is he talking?"
And you countered him, and then you countered them by saying, "Hey, I don't run around in the woods naked." What did that mean?
Here is the before-mentioned Washington Times article where he said, "I didn't run around naked like they do."
I don't know what quote you're referring to. I'm not aware of any quote like that.
Because it's from the Washington Times and they make up everything.
Listen,
it's a paper written by a cult.
I am a happy member of the Bohemian Grove. I like the folks who come there, and it's really inappropriate for me to talk about the group beyond that. Thank you.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly,
I think at this point he understands he's talking to a crazy conspiracy theorist, and he doesn't want to tell him anything about what him and his friends do. Like, that's all this is.
I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Really?
That's right.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open and got the video. It's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that.
I love that comeback. That's the best. Well, I disrespect you for that.
You do?
I do.
But it's a lot of big public officials going in there. Don't we deserve to know?
You took I don't know anything about you, and I don't know anything about your film. But if you go in there with an understanding, you violated that understanding by releasing that film, and I don't respect you for that.
Really? But we have public officials.
I'm sorry. You took an understanding when you went in there that you would not do that film, and did you have an understanding when you went in there?
No.
Did you crash it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has no trespassing signs there too, doesn't it?
No, they put them up after.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just walked in.
I'm sorry, sir. I've been there before. I know what the circumstances are, and I'm sorry you violated the understanding.
It's like, oh god, you recorded me and my friends being weirdos. Oh god, how am I going to explain this? We think so much saving this. It's probably the thing. It's like these guys get like. They're just like, come on, man, go to the weird ass thing. They give us free food and drinks. You just got to sit through this weird ass fucking weird knockoff bad Shakespeare knockoff shit. It's like, wow.
And that was not a gentlemanly thing to do.
But what about the ritual? Is the ritual genuinely?
Sir, everything I don't owe you this comment.
I know, I appreciate
it. This is what's called ambush journalism, and I disrespect you for that as well. So thank you and goodbye.
Been in the ritual?
It's none of your damn business.
Oh,
that's right. Listen. You go around and make understandings with people and violate them. You ambush people on the streets, and that's inappropriate form of journalism. If you wish to practice that, that's fine, but don't ask others to respect you for it.
There we go. That's a good ass response to Alex Jones. I mean, he's probably a piece of shit. I mean, obviously, but it's a pretty good response.
If you want to, you can do. You're a free American, like anything you want. If you want to be uncivil and rude and ungentlemanly, that's up to you. But don't expect the rest of us to say, "Oh well, you're
there, Mr. Gergen."
I'm sorry, nobody sets policy in there. We try to be gentlemen, and obviously, you don't belong there.
Weaving spiders come out here.
Yeah. Look, that hand motion was like, whatever, dude. Get away from me. Look at how excited he is. He's like, we can.
That is a 3-pointer. Woo!
Wait, you just pissed the dude off. All you did was. It's not like he was being that secretive. He was like kind of being halfway open about it. And he's like, dude, I don't respect what you do. You're being a dick to people. You're just yelling at people. Like, I don't want to talk to you.
Look how strangely he behaved when we.
Who wouldn't? Put yourself in this guy's shoes. You're like, he's just yelling about Satan and stuff. And you're like, huh?
He brought it up. Why is he acting so secretive? And why did he get so angry when he discovered that we'd snuck in? You see, they take it very, very seriously. This is one of the hallmarks of the occult and secret societies. The word occult means secret.
Okay, so therefore anything anybody wants to keep their personal secret is a cult now.
Secrecy is part of their religion.
You just Googled the meaning of a cult.
They revel in it, and when it's violated, they become extremely angry. How widespread is the occult? The answer is extremely widespread. Occultism in our society, and particularly in our government, at the highest levels of corporate America, is rampant. It is a well-publicized fact that the Reagans had every aspect of their lives governed by their astrologer. Imagine having your life controlled down to the exact minute that.
It's also a fun fact, probably a reason why the Challenger disaster happened. His astrologer told him to, like, wait. He wanted to personally see the. Was it the Challenger or was it the Challenger? Like the astrologer told him to like wait until like December before he personally watched the Challenger take off, and they delayed the flight until like the winter. And O-rings are a lot less flexible when it's cold out, so that astrologer probably killed the Challenger crew.
You give a speech by astrology, an ancient occult system that believed that the Earth.
Oh, by the way, Trump loves Reagan now. He's completely forgotten all of it.
Was the center of the universe.
I mean, not Trump, Jones. So same thing. Whatever. You can't tell them apart anymore. The Masonic hand salute. That's like doing the Masonic hand salute to demonstrate how you can't tell those two apart anymore.
Universe. Eleanor Roosevelt admitted that she performed seances and tried.
It was a big fad back then. Fucking everyone did that.
To raise the dead at the White House. 60 years later, Hillary Clinton had her own seances attempting to contact Eleanor Roosevelt. Prime Minister Tony Blair and his wife practice the occult every morning. Tony Blair draws a circle and then conjures the spirit that he calls the light. He channels it and
maybe the problem isn't that they all this stuff is real. Maybe it's because these are rich assholes that have had every need fulfilled and they don't feel fulfilled, so they have to like do all this weird ass bullshit to feel like their lives aren't lies. Maybe that's.
And makes decisions according to what the spirit tells him. The Blairs admitted occult activities are legion, and so was Adolf Hitler's well-known obsession with dark mysticism. Adolf Hitler belonged to the pre-Nazi death cult, the Thule Society, as well as the Thule Society.
Excuse me, sir. Wait. No, the Thule Society is the mispronunciation of the Thule Society, for crazy. You don't. It's not like you would call it that or that. It was pronounced Thule.
Both groups trace their lineage back to the Order of Death, founded in 1776 in Ingolstadt University in Bavaria, Germany. Then, of course, it spread to the U.S. with the founding of Skull and Bones.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
What does that mean for America? The conspiracy theorists are going to go wild.
I'm sure they are. I don't know. I haven't seen the web.
Number 322?
First of all, he's not the nominee. And, look, I look forward...
Are you prepared to lose?
No, I'm not going to lose.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us? Not much, because it's a secret. Is there a secret handshake? Is there a secret code? I wish there were something secret I could manifest. 322, secret number? There are all kinds of secrets, Tim, but one thing is not a secret. I disagree with this president's direction.
Aleister Crowley, who dubbed himself the Beast and the most evil man alive, was a fellow traveler with some of the most powerful people in British society, including prominent royals. The Church of Satan, the Temple of Set, the OTO, the Golden Dawn, Skull and Bones, Bohemian Grove, the Blue Lodge, the Scottish Rite, the 33rd Degree. It seems like there are hundreds of different occultic groups, but all they are different denominations in the same religion, the Egyptian and Babylonian mystery schools. Albert Pike, who was the supreme Grand Mason of the entire world, founded the Ku Klux Klan. But you don't hear Jesse Jackson calling for his statue to be removed in Washington, D.C.
So I guess Alex Jones pro-statue removal. That's a throwback.
Why is that? Because Jesse Jackson is a 33rd degree Mason. Now don't get me wrong, most Masons...
Let me fact check this. Okay, true. Doesn't mean anything though. You can literally pay to be a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Mason and get fast tracked to it.
Are what high-level occultists call porch Masons or outsiders. They themselves are considered neophytes by those in the inner circle or those nearer the top of the pyramid. They're compartmentalized. They believe that their great work, as they call it, is to help society. But in reality, they're being controlled and manipulated. The Knights of the Secret Circle, the Knights of the Golden Circle. This is what high-level KKK members call themselves. But even low-level KKK members do not understand that the KKK itself is part of a larger Masonic organization. Most Masons...
Well, looking a little ironic now that you're supporting the alt-right, Mr. Jones. It's almost like you're kind of tacitly supporting a cultist Satanist if you're looking the other way with those guys.
Detest the Klan, but they've never looked on their own temple walls at the paintings of Albert Pike that adorn them and asked themselves why the founder of the Klan is hanging in their temple. This is the power of hidden in plain view.
Let's fact check that. James R. Crow, John C. Lester, Richard R. Reed, J. Calvin Jones, John B. Kennedy, Franco McCord. Yeah, I'm not seeing Albert Pike anywhere in here.
A favorite trick of Luciferians. Where did this dark thinking start? This black spirituality? The central thread goes back to ancient Egypt and Babylon with the mystery schools. They knew that knowledge is power. And so secret societies were formed to guard the secrets of medicine, architecture, government, agriculture.
I wonder what happened to that. It's almost like those things aren't really secrets anymore. It's not like they're very good at keeping secrets.
Secret societies are nothing more than the first intelligence agencies. Knowledge had to be guarded. But over time, elites abused their control of the knowledge and used it to dominate their populations. And these same sciences of control are being used today. That's why the elite today relishes secrecy. They know that it is the fount of their power. They seek to dumb down the population, not just to hoard their secret knowledge to make us even more mindless, more domesticated, like braying sheep to the slaughter. Their religion is the science of sophistry, the science of the con artist, the science of the despot, the dictator, the tyrant, the controller, the charlatan, the liar. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. They are parasites. They are anathema to free, dynamic human societies. Know your enemy. Stand up for love and life and family, and resist the New World Order and the Babylonian slave state our enemies are attempting to construct. I want to tell everybody out in TV land how they can come to the Grove, where their elected leaders, along with the big bankers and the heads of media, meet, along with some European royalty, every year to decide how to run the country. You can fly into San Francisco, or you can fly into Santa Rosa. You can even fly into Sacramento, and you just drive out to Highway 101. You take Highway 12 out west towards the coast. You get about 10 miles out from the coast, right out to the little town of Monterey. And the town of Monterey, off the main drag, you'll take the Bohemian Avenue. And it dead ends right here at the 2,700-acre Redwood Grove entrance, where your world leaders, among other things, set policy for much of the planet and dress up in black and red robes and worship, Moloch. To purchase additional copies of this film, or to see dozens of other films.
Well, what do we learn, folks? Absolutely nothing. Bye-bye.